would start straight away when I thought the hotkey wasn't working. Hello, hello. How is everyone? How are we all? Shout out to TEW for the follow Twitch. Everyone seems to follow when I'm not streaming. You'd be shocked, like the whole stream's just like 0 viewers. And then out of nowhere it'll just get like hundreds on YouTube, and then the amount of Twitch followers will just go up and up and up. No one seems to be able to make it on time. I feel that. I don't watch anyone stream. I can't make it on time to streams. So that's my problem in itself. But anyway, here we are. If one knows through our show history, so obviously we went to Tri-State, Southwest, Southeast, back to the Tri-State, now Southeast. Just want to know where we're up to. Rick Martel and IRS Creative Finish. We can maybe use them at some point, if they win. We are on Superstars of Wrestling. And we do book this one. I need to make that clear to myself. Let's go back to the southeast at the Omni Coliseum. That's fine. No other WWF shows happening tonight. That's also fine. Locker room incidents. Hogan and Crush have been spending a lot of time together. Knobs got into a fight with Jay Strongbow, causing damage to his rental car. Bob Bradley got into an argument with a fan. Sherry and Sags apparently butted heads and are both furious at each other. The Mountie and Jimmy Hart on the recent. Nice. I expect this to be more of an issue. Let's medal. I would like to medal between Dynamite Kid and, in fact, between Strongbow and Randy. I don't know why. They don't like each other. Maybe a reason. But we start this episode of Superstars of Wrestling. The hosts are Vince McMahon and Mr. Perfect. You see Perfect gloating over the fact that Flair is the new champion. So a little 3-minute here. I guess backstage is probably better. Hype. So just Vince McMahon, Mr. Perfect, and we'll stick Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan, I guess Sid to a degree, off screen. Perfect. Easy way to start. I do want to do a WWF Superstars of Wrestling opening, just as we always do. Not actually sure if it does anything, but I like to have a start and an end to, and it just gets in an angle because sometimes you just need one, but it gets in a start and an end to the show. So that to me it's nice to have like little bookends. Where are you, little one? Huh? I hear you meowing. Excuse me, where are you? What? 4 minutes in. Already getting distracted by the cat. Where are you? No, I'm so excited. She's just being a terror. She just wants me to chase her, that's all this game is. Every time, because she's not very vocal, cat. Let's get comfortable, let's chat about this. She's not very vocal, cat. So every time she meows, I'm like, oh no. What's going on? But instead, I think she's now learned to, when she does it, it gets her attention. This is our A show, right? That makes sense. So we have the new foundation against Bob and Brad Avery, the Avery brothers. There is now a kind of, I believe, a Heart Foundation bet. Is Owen up here now? Yeah. There is now a Heart Foundation. Oh, Jim isn't up here. What am I trying to say? Heart Foundation Beverly Brothers feud going on. So excluding already booked, let's do Dalton. In fact, let's do Bob and Brian. Have I? Oh, sorry. I don't know, I'm suddenly struggling to do anything. There we go. New foundation, match history. These have never came head to head. So this is about a 2-minute match. Stick Owen over as we always do. He's the superior brother. The announcers talk about Ric Flair being world champion. Then hear from the Beverly Brothers with the Genius as they run down the new foundation. No, hold up. Sorry. So she's recently gotten into scratching up the carpet. Which obviously is behaviour we do not reward. A scratch book, which used to be covered in her nails, like she used to use it all the time. Her nails would grow long, come off, perfect. Recently, I don't know if she's just using it less or not using it, but her nails aren't coming off anymore. They're just getting long. So Beverly Brothers with Genius run down the new foundation. So I'm happy with. We can do everyone cut the promo. Beverly, Blake, and the Genius on Jim. Not Jim Duggan. Jim Neidhart. And Owen. You are right in front of my screen, aren't you? And you know what you're doing. I love her. I do love her with all my heart. But she has gotten to be a little terror recently. Just a 2-minute backstage. Nice. I'd say it's because she can hear this track that's playing, but she just can't. Sorry. I can never pick the perfect, like, stream music. Because I like some old kind of PC RPG tracks. Like, that's the ideal, that's the go-to. And I also don't want to use anything that could get any kind of, like, copyright strike, so no. So it's a struggle. Should look fun together. Video game music. I worry about using nostalgic Pokemon music. Same with stuff like Legend of Zelda music and Final Fantasy. I just worry it would absolutely just be took down straight away. Right, to be fair, this is a banger. How is it faring on the stream? Oh, maybe a little loud. There we go. Maybe that's better. I wish someone could let me know. Come on in, let me know. So next up we have the Royal Rumble report with Gene Oakland. Get a run down the show with Roddy Piper as the new IC champion. So, rundown of the Rumble with Roddy Piper as the new IC champion. So we have Gene. Yes. Stick him as the interviewer. Let's stick Roddy. Cutting a promo on the Mountie. And for now, Brett. We'll stick this backstage. That's fine, we can improvise. Oaken also says we'll hear from the top competitors to the World Heavyweight Championship later on the show. We hear from Flair and Perfect as they put themselves over. Flair talks about winning the title in a record-setting fashion, and now every... Oh gosh, sorry. I had spaghetti before doing this. And now he told everyone up front that to be the man, you have to beat the man. Flair ends by calling himself the greatest thing going today. The big news here is finding out the challenges for Flair and Piper. So what can we do? Flair talks about win. There we go. Flair talks about winning the title in a record-setting fashion, and how he told everyone to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Let's take Mr. Perfect on character development. Gene is the interviewer. And once again, let's stick Hogan and Sid off screen. So we have Mickey J against Rick Martel next. Rick Martel. So his is likely to succeed. So expires the 10th of February. Ah, we can still save it. Oh, in fact it is our way to show you to use it. Where's Rick Martel? The model. He can be face, male. Let's stick him over the Hammer. In fact, let's stick him over Snooker. Let's literally just make it 7 seconds. Martel's going over. Where is creative finish? Perfect. Vince says we'll hear from the top 5 contenders named by Jack Tunney as they all try and claim why they deserve a title shot. Another plug for the WBF magazine and the Ultimate Personal Fitness Weekend. We don't need to bother about that, so we can just stick that there. So then we have Bret Hart against Jack Owens. Vince talks about Bret losing the IC title after defending it against Doctor's orders. We hear from Bret in an insert promo that he's feeling great and then congratulates Piper on becoming the new world champion for calling out the Mountie. So I think we did... Let's add the Mountie to this. Any. Just in a supporting role for now. Until we find out who Piper is feuding with. In fact, he's going to announce a new challenger. So IC title gold. Remove the Mountie. Add the Mountie. Remove the Mountie. Add the Mountie. Nice. So Bret Hart gets a quick win over someone. Over heel. So speaking of Bret, just a quick check. So match history wise, he's only lost. Went to a time limit draw with Ted and only lost to the Mountie for the title. That's fine. He can go against heel, male. Let's put him against... Who don't we care about? Pat Tanaka. It's fine with me. 4 minutes. Stick Bret over. And then we can do... Brett assuring us that he's great and congratulates Piper for calling out the Mountie. There's Brett cutting a promo with Roddy and the Mountie off screen. Nice and easy, 3 minutes. And then we get an ad for WrestleMania 8. Let me just put ad for WrestleMania 8. Pre-taped, video, in the ring's fine. Let's just stick everyone in. I'm even going to start putting Warrior in the hopes building him back up to coming back. That's okay, Hogan. Improvise it is. We now have $1 Million Man against D.D. Russell. DiBiase and Sherry talk to each other, then Sherry kisses DiBiase before DiBiase uses the $1 Million Dream. So where's the $1 Million Dude? Oh, he's just Ted DiBiase now, isn't he? He can go against Virgil. Not everything needs to be a squash match. Oh, this is maybe slightly too big. Against face male. Stick him against Duggan. I just don't care about Duggan. Is my main thing. Back to Auckland in the studio as we learn the top 5 contenders will face fair for the title at WrestleMania. The contenders are Hogan, Taker, Piper, Savage and Sid. Auckland tells us next week Tony will be named the person who will face Flair for the title. Auckland then tells us fans to call into Primetime Wrestling this Monday night to say who we want to be #1 contender. Back to Auckland Studios, we learn the top 5 contenders. Learn one of the top 5 contenders will face Flair for the title. And Sid Justice, not Justic. So I guess Gene. Yeah. And then let's stick everyone in character development, why not? The Undertaker. Roddy, Randy Savage and Sid. Let's also stick Blair. 4 minutes backstage. Hogan's always very unhappy, but I'll never remember to do it. We can stick that here. We'll have more matches to put between them. Repo Man against Kevin Catlin. Here from Virgil in an insert promo as he promised to give Repo Man the whooping he deserves. After the match, Repo drags Kevin Catlin around the ring with a noose before leaving. A little dark. But instead of that, since none of us care, let's have another 2v2. Let's stick the Von Erichs against heels. Men. Let's put them against Smedley and the Brawler. Just a super quick one. Stick Kerry over. Doot. That hither. What happens on the last show? Kevin says now with the heel, the Nasty Boys better stay away. The Nasty Boys try to jump the Von Erichs, but are sent packing. They settle for throwing a chair. Who throws a shoe? Seriously? 4 minutes. Let's have Kevin, Kerry, Brian Knobs, and Jerry Sags. That is good with me. Stick that here. Tatanka is shown in front of a campfire. Tatanka says he has embarked on a quest for courage, respect, and honour. That is fine. The reason why, whenever I paste these from the Bog of Doom, shout out, amazing for all of this, it's because he's under Chris Chavis. Chris Chavis is now shot in front of a campfire. Chavis says, I feel like it's because Tees? Maybe putting up a promo? Outside broadcast, pre-tape video. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because he wasn't given the name Tatanka yet, so he didn't know that was his name. Or maybe he is Chris Chavis and he gets christened the name Tatanka. Another plug for the WBF magazine. Then in the main event, it's Sid against Mike Casey. So the 5 men: Hogan, Undertaker, Piper. See, if this was an earlier time, or a later time, I should say, in wrestling, I'd probably do a big 3v3 of Hogan, Piper, and Savage against Sid, Taker, and Flair. Tempted to do it now, if I'm honest. But that doesn't really feel like this era of the WWF. So instead, let's do Hogan, and who was the other face? Was it Savage? Yeah, let's do Hogan and Sid against heels. Earthquake and the Berserker. Because to me that's fine. Let's stick Sid over. Basically Sid needs it over Hogan. We need a storytelling match? We do. This is more than enough storytelling for me. Hogan tries to shake Sid's hand, but he's having none of it. And then Hulk, Sid, and it's all, we know because it's all because of Ric Flair. Off screen. Nice. That kind of, because a lot of our complaints about this show is that nothing meaningful happened. Nothing meaningful has really happened, but that's fine. Nothing else really happens. Let's stick this here. And this feels fine to me. Though in my head I feel like we can squeeze in another match. Let's quickly have Dynamite Kid work over face, male. Has he beat Butch? Nope, that's Maniac Mark Lewin. I do want to find a way to get Mark Lewin and Ray Stevens on the show. Dynamite against Butch. No. Has Dynamite wrestled Luke? Haven't checked match history. Who has Dynamite Kid wrestled? He's only wrestled Virgil. That's fine, he can go through the Bushwhackers in literally a second. Perfect, we can stick that here. And I think just run the show. So we've got a Superstars of Wrestling opening, all seems good. The Undertaker struggled without a script, despite it being pre-taped. Your hosts are Vince McMahon and Mr. Perfect, and we see Perfect gloating over the fact that Flair is the new champion. Subpar Wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat. The New Foundation defeated Bradley and Donahue when Owen pinned Donahue with a sharpshooter. The Beverly Brothers with the Genius run down the New Foundation. Ooh, the creative finish was a success. Nice. Rick Martel defeated Snooker in 6:36 for the Boston crowd. If only there was associated storyline. Rundown of the Rumble with Roddy Piper as the new champion. Bret defeated Tanaka in 4:19 with a sharpshooter. Bret assures us that he's feeling great, and then congratulates Piper for becoming the new champion before calling out the Mountie. Ted defeated Duggan in 2:48 with a Cobra clutch. And then Flair talked about winning the title in a record-setting fashion. Now he told everyone that to be the man, you gotta beat the man. The Von Erichs defeated Smedley in Brawler when Kerry submitted Smedley with an Iron Claw. The Nasty Boys then jump the Von Erichs but are sent packing, and they settle for throwing his chair at the two brothers. Back to Oakland in the studio, as we learn the top 5 contenders to face Flair for the title at WrestleMania will be Hogan, Taker, Piper, Savage, and Sid. Didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, sorry. Kid defeated Butch in 1:17 with a diving headbutt. Tanaka says he's embarked on a quest for courage, respect, and honour. And then in a main event, in a bout which had good heat and decent wrestling, Hogan and Sid defeated the Dragon Bombers when Sid pinned the Berserker with a powerbomb. Hogan tries to shake Sid's hand, but he's having none of it. As an ad for WrestleMania 8 airs. Most popularity in 11 regions, 74. I think that's pretty good. Financial report, made $250,000. Popularity, still not as good. We need to get it up there, especially with an 85 in the tri-state. We'll get there eventually. So I'm not sure what's up next. I know we have WCW Power Hour. But outside that, I'm not fully sure. Shout out to the Grey Dog forums as well for being a source of endless dynasties and mods. All Japan morale issues. I think that's the second dance came up. People seem to like Superstars of Wrestling for once. Leatherface and Gary Albright have been hired. So is Atlantis. Mascara Sagrada. For some reason I thought this was... The IWCCW took its name after a planned merger with the defunct World Class Out promotion. Oh, I thought so. I mean, they've lost the TV slot, so... What else is going on? Well, Orndorff has been promoted. I think he comes back around 95, maybe? Could be making that up. I've just deleted a bunch of news without reading it, sorry. Tully, WCW, heel. Yeah, by the gimmick. So what's going on? So we do have Power Hour, which show history is our auto-booked show. We book main event and WCW. That's fine. So we have Power Hour tonight. Vince McMahon, Superstars of Wrestling, did 1.153. Happy with that. And then we have Wrestling Challenge, which, if we check, WWF Wrestling Challenge. Yeah, we auto book Wrestling Challenge. We actually book Primetime and Superstars. Yeah? The only reason this Wrestling Challenge is good is because it was meant to be this one. I need to get that in my head. I need to remember that, which ones we book and which ones we auto book. Oh, come on, Bolshoi. No one gets the night off. Let's go to the Mid-Atlantic. Pre-show instance. A small fire means that tonight's venue has to be temporarily evacuated while the blaze is tackled. It's a pretty minor inconvenience, will no impact on attendance, but we won't have as much time to our regular booking meeting. As a result, the amount of creative energy that you can generate is going to reduce. That is fine. Gene Lignon. Use the pile driver as a finisher. Married someone outside. Find out who he is. Old Gene. Didn't realise I was using all capitals. Oh no, he does have a wiki page. Thunderfoot 2. That does actually make sense. 88 to 89, he worked for WWF. From 89 to 90, he worked WCW. Basically just worked as a jobber. He stayed with Crockett until Ted Turner took over. He worked in All Japan for a month. Oh, he's a PE teacher. And he's good friends with Nikita Koloff. Retired in 2005. Yeah, alright. Use you for a one night only deal. That's fine with me. Sting and El Gigante have been spending a lot of time together. Zabisco is a creative finish that he's came to me with. Jushin Liger was in fine form, keeping everyone in a great mood with hilarious road stories. Richard Morton created a fun and relaxed atmosphere backstage after finding a karaoke machine. Joey Maggs pulled a fun rib. Things are going well for WCW. We don't need to address the locker room. This is just a quick little auto book the full show. Boom. Though I do then need to have a fiddle around and change absolutely everything. But it means small amount of the legwork is done. Very quickly, WCW Power Hour opening. Height, pre-taped video, 4 minutes. Oh, Rick Rude has made his way up to Major Star. You go, Rick Rude. And Dusty, Jesse, Ricky. I still feel like someone has fallen down. Maybe it was Simmons. He is 6-0, so he shouldn't have moved down. Maybe it wasn't. It's fine with me. Book. This NES music is getting a little wild. Let's put on this. Just Castlevania mix, why not? If I get called out for it, I get called out for it. Not necessarily called out, but like, oh, what am I saying? I don't know. If I get a cease and desist thing, or like a copyright strike, that's the word. Audio levels look pretty good. Turn them up a bit. There we go. That seems fine. I ideally want the audio to be about half of me. There we go. So Richard Morton against Van Hammer. Is that a Richard Morton? Let's stick. Who do we bring in? Gene Legon. Legion? Gene Legion. Let's stick Gene against face male. Anyone down here that needs to be moved up? Bill Kazmaier, ideally. I do like Bill Kazmaier. Stick Bill over. Job's a good one. Interview with Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham, and Ron Simmons. Let's have that on. There we go. Paul Eat Dangerously, Steve Austin, and Rick Rude, I guess. Nice. Perfect. Tommy Rich against Bagwell. Let's stick Bagwell over. 6 minutes now. Video featuring Barry Windham and the Dangerous Alliance. Have you ever seen that pop up there? It's just because I'm turning the audio up and down via my headphones. So, what's he on? Subject of video. Perfect. Who else? And we have Larry, Ollie, Wyndham. Juicer. Who else? Steve Austin. I could just go through, but sometimes it is kind of easier to go through it that way. Yeah. Book. Perfect. The Diamond stood against the Italian Stallion. Let's stick stood over. Video featuring Missy Hyatt interviewing Steve Austin. So if we just do subjective video, we can stick all of the main people kind of in this feud over, well, in it, which at this point is the majority of the WCW roster. I just think that's a great photo of Billy Robinson. So Bobby Eaton's in it. Medusa, Bagwell, Steve. Yeah, that's pretty much them all. Mr. Hughes against El Gigante. I'm fine without that. Instead, anyone down here that, like I said, should be further up. King Kalua probably. Yeah. He can go against Face, Male. Has he beaten Z-Man? Probably. No, that's fine with me. Bloody King Kalua winning that title. You're gonna be the death of me. Z-Man, I know you're furious, that's fine. Interview with Paulie. Let's stick everyone he's talking about off screen. But we'll just do up to well known. It doesn't need to be everyone, like literally everyone. Looks fine. Put that there as I like to, and then in the main event, 3v3. Let's have heel male, Austin, Eaton, and Zabisco just taking on faces. If we exclude already booked, Van Hammer, Gigante, and Big Josh. Stick Steve over because he's probably the main man. It's all good. 65%, so would not be penalised. Z-Man is furious, but yeah, it's fine. Let's run the show. WCW Power Hour opening. Let me just check if it's raining. They do have washing outside, that's the main reason behind this. Weather... No, seems like it's just gusty. I'm worried at some point I'm going to have to run and bring the washing in is the thing. Power Hour opening, Steamboat did not do well, even though it was pre-taped. Oh, Jesse Ventura, I forgot that he hadn't debuted yet. Gene's fucking first match, sustained a strained bicep. Didn't have much heat in terrible wrestling. Bill Kazmaier defeated Gene Legion in 4:31 by submission. Dustin, Wyndham and Rhodes are interviewed on the Dangerous Alliance. Bagwell defeated Thomas Rich in 6:01 by pinfall. A video featuring Wyndham and the Dangerous Alliance airs. Subpar wrestling and little heat. The Diamond Stud defeated the Italian Stallion with a Diamond Death Drop. Missy Hyatt interviewed Steve Austin. King Kahlua defeated Z-Man in 640 with a powerbomb. Interview with Paulie. The Dangerous Alliance defeated El Gigante, Van Hammer and Big Josh when Austin submitted Gigante with a Hollywood and Vine. Oh, we also have World... Right. Go at this. WCW World... So the show's actually got a worldwide for whatever reason. Saturday... Never need it. Put the Saturday away, I always do for whatever reason. January 25th, 1992, worldwide results. Yes. Anyone ran through it? Wrestle recaps, you will be my saviour. Sometimes with Saviour's Blog of Doom, sometimes wrestling recaps. Happy with both of them. So, footage from Clash of Champions on Tuesdays where Rude delivered 2 rude awakenings on Ricky Steamboat and attacked security as they tried to save Steamboat. That's what we're opening with straight away. Locker room incidents. Casimir and Dick Murdoch are butting heads. Everything else is fine. Add an angle footage from Clash of Champions. So, footage of... yeah, all this should fit. Rude... delivering 2 rude awakenings on Ricky Steamboat and attacked security. There we go, that's fine with me. We just need Rick Rude and Ricky Steamboat. 4 minutes, pre-taped video. So we need a World Championship Wrestling opening. Just a quick 3-minute video, hype, pre-taped video. The usual major stars. Yeah, we'll just do these two. And our opening Jim Ross welcomes everyone to the show and promotes what we'll see this week. The 6-man tag is Dustin squares off against Anderson, Pillman meets Richard Morton, and the Steiner brothers take on the Dangerous Alliance. First match is the Fabulous Freebirds against Greg and Thomas Rich. That is fine with me. Team... Fabulous Freebirds, Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes. Just taking on a couple of faces. Let's put them against the Boogie Woogie Man and the Z-Man. Quick little one. After the match, Jim Ross interviews the Freebirds. Garvin says that they stand wherever they want to stand and wants to know where Anderson and Eaton stand. He says they're coming for the WCW Tag Team Gold. So if we just do add storyline, WCW, the Freebirds, Michael Hayes, Jimmy Garvin, and then let's get dangerous. I think we can remove Bobby Eaton. Add him with Medusa as a supporting role. Same with Arn Anderson. Medusa, supporting role, and add them to this. And with Bobby Eaton. Perfect. Is there any way... what is... no, 1992. Terry Gordy. What's going on here? What's going on with his life? In 1981, the Freebirds split up after Buddy Roberts left the area. Michael and Terry then had a falling out, which led to them feuding against each other. Terry and Michael eventually put their differences aside to reform as duos 82, as they feuded with Ole and Stan. In late 82, the Freebirds went to World Class Championship Wrestling promotion and feuded with the Von Erichs. They ignited their feud when Gordy slammed the cage door on Kerry during his cage match against Ric Flair. That's 82 got on done. Where are we at? 1990. What's it called? In March 92, which is a couple of months, Gordy and Dr. Williams lost their titles to Jumbo Tsuruta. It was announced that time that it was around that time they split their time between All Japan and WCW. They took part in the 92 World's Strongest Tag Determination League, but placed second with the team of Hanson and Johnny Ace. The Freebirds spent a brief time in WWF in 84, but were fired after missing a show and showing up late. On August 93, while travelling from the US to Japan to take part on an All Japan tour, Gordy took an overdose of pain medication, slipped into a 5-day coma, ultimately suffering from brain damage. He had to relearn how to talk, walk and wrestle. That's a shame. Such a shame. Gordy and Williams returned to WCW in 92 and won the tag titles. At that point, they were considered the most dominant tag team in wrestling. So we will be hiring Terry Gordy and Steve Williams. That's fine with me. Gordy helped reform the Freebirds with Jimmy Garvin in the NWA, which became WCW in 91. Later, he and Steve Williams defeated the Steiners to become tag champions. That's fine, we can hire Steve Gordy and Terry Williams when we get a chance then. So let's stick Michael Hayes over. And then after the match, Jim Ross interviews the Freebirds. Garvin says that they want to know where Anderson and Eaton stand. So it's interview with Jim Ross. With Jim Ross as the interviewer. Michael Hayes cutting a promo. Jimmy Garvin on and Bobby Eaton. Perfect. So I want to search very quickly. Can we hire Gene Ligon to an actual contract? Not yet. That's fine. We'll shortlist him so I don't forget, because I feel bad that he's came here for one show and got injured. Where's Ter? Ter hasn't been doing anything. Terry Gordy, All Japan. Yeah, if we can bring you in just right now, I want to pay you per show on a written contract for 6 months. No ironclad. Ironclad. Perfect. As well as Diane Von Hoffman's a great name. Steve Williams. Exclusive written. Okay. Oh, he's already signed exclusive written. He's confirmed to be leaving the UWF. That's a shame. Just one match. That's fine. I think that's fine. When do they win the titles? WCW World Tag Team. List of WCW World Tag Team Champions. 1992, please. Excuse me. So on July 12th, Gordy and Williams won the NWA World Tag Team. And then on July 5th, they won the WCW. So I have till July. So that's bare months. Not the full 721 days, but it's bare months. So we can wait. Kind of short list our ideas. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So Tony Schiavone runs down the WCW top 10. Featuring that are the Tailor-Made Man, Vader, Rhodes, Simmons, Cactus Jack, Rick Steiner, Steamboat, Steve Austin, Sting, and Rick Rude. Are the rankings from 10 to 1. Up next is literally Rick Rude against some unknown jobber. So that's fine with me. Let's stick Rick Rude against Face Male. Let's stick him against... Has he ever wrestled Tim Bossman? No. Literally 1 minute. Rick Rude goes over. Up next is the WCW magazine hosted by Eric Bischoff. Bischoff talks about the main event for Super Bowl 2 being announced as Sting against Lex Luger, with Jesse Ventura on the commentary team. We see some rounds of the main by Schiavone, who officially announced Sting as the challenger. Lex shares some pre-taped comments where he says he's been preparing for the title match by choice. He is very concentrated on retaining the title. He's in the best condition of his career. Luger wants to be known as the greatest athlete of all time, and he believes that Sting would be another chapter in his story. And then we got one from Sting, who believes Luger is trying to wear him out. Sting says that isn't possible, and says he's going to beat Luger and be the greatest athlete. He's going to continue to prove himself over and over again. That's fine, we can stick that in somewhere. Can that just fit there? So then we can just do... We have Harley Race putting a promo on behalf of Lex, who's off screen. We can have Sting cutting a promo. Eric Bischoff, I guess, is character development. Tony Schiavone is some kind of interviewer, and Jesse Ventura doing some character development. So that's fine. We can stick all this in. So WCW magazine hosted by Bischoff. So we just do Bischoff talks about the main event, Super Bowl, being announced as Sting against Lex Luger. We just do all, get rid of all this. Lex shares some pre-taped comments where he says he's the best. Sting says it isn't possible and says he's going to beat Luger and be the greatest athlete. He's going to continue to prove himself. Outside broadcast, pre-taped video. 5 minutes is good. And then Bischoff turns his attention to a steel cage between Cactus and Abdullah, apparently happening soon. We see footage from last week's where their tag team was officially ended. Bischoff believes the cage will be memorable. So I think we can just do a steel cage match between Cactus, Jack and Vader is announced. So Cactus, add Abdullah if he's here? No. Add Big Van Vader. Three minutes backstage, I guess. That is good with me. Up next is Cactus, Vinny Vegas and Mr. Hughes against Abdullah, Ron Simmons and Big Josh. Simmons shoulder blocks Vegas while Butcher goes after Jack on the floor. Vegas and Hughes hit Josh with a double clothesline and Hughes covers Josh for the win. Alright, let's see what we can make of this. So let's do Vader. We have Cactus. So I guess Abdullah's the face. So maybe turn Vader face. Do you see what Vader's up to? I obviously know what he's up to now. Wrestling Will Ospreay. But Vader in 92. He was only used sparingly until 91. Vader's first match took place where he defeated Tom Zenk in over 2 minutes. 7 months later, he returned for a Wrestle War where he battled Stan Hansen to a WDQ. 8 months later, he returned to Halloween Havoc. I guess that's already happened. When he began working full-time, Vader was paired with Harley Race and got a shot at Sting's title in April 92. So he'd have to be heel for that. And was DQ'd. At the Great American Bash, he wins the World Heavyweight Championship, but very short-lived as he re-injured his knee, forced him to lose to Ron Simmons. I guess Vader's just an out-and-out heel, isn't he? So that's fine. We can do this anyway. So if we do Cactus with heel male, stick Vader there. Cactus, he can be with. I don't really want to do Vinny Vegas or Mr. Hughes. But let's do, especially if he's winning. So instead, who do we have that's a heel up here? I kind of want people that match his freak, so to speak. So let's do Dick Murdoch. And I'm happy to do Rubbish Ronnie Garbage against Vader. Should we do Vader and the Steiners? I don't really want the Steiners to lose. We need someone that can lose. Against Vader. Simmons and Funk can do. Put it to what? This is a short match. Can we have Cactus go over Terry Funk? Is Terry Funk okay with that? He is. Nice. I'm going to be just a second. I'm gonna be. Oh, TARDIS Mechanic. Hello, hello. How are you? You will drop in at the one time I chose to use the bathroom. That's a cool little picture. Raging Wolf Helm. I don't even know what that is. I honestly, I find it mortifying, the prospect of using the bathroom when streaming. Hate it, but especially since these streams are like 2 hours max normally. But this is one of those things that once it goes on YouTube should almost definitely be cut. But because it's an hour in, I'll just forget. Oh, an amazing time period, man. One of the best. I appreciate you stopping in. Is the I've dipped out on most things in life. I feel like the last TEW was streamed quite a lot by quite a lot of people. Is this one not really streamed as much? Has the fad of TEW died out? Anyway. We see footage from Halloween Havoc where Sting fought Sid. This has been done to see how Sting and Luger did against the same opponent. It's safe to assume they both picked Sid since he's getting a push in WWF. You tend to get it more from the US. That makes sense. Every time I look on Twitch, no one's streaming it, and I'm like, I know I'm doing this for myself, but it's like, is this like playing the world's roguest game that no one's ever gonna like tune in on? Because it seems to do pretty good on the YouTube. Not so much in here. But I suppose if I'm not checking while us Brits are asleep, then I'll miss anyone that is streaming. Oh, TARDIS Mechanic, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. I hope you enjoyed the little skateboarding eyeball from when I play the Tony Hawk games. Who was your favourite Doctor Who? I haven't seen any of it. I have watched the odd episodes of David Tennant's. Yeah, I have been playing a 1970 mod too. Starting my own little territory. Really enjoying it. But yeah, seen a few episodes of the David Tennant one. It was enjoyable. I imagine you're going to be a Christopher Eccleston man. We see footage from Halloween Havoc 1990 where Sid fought Sid Vicious, and we also see footage from Clash of Champions where Lex Luger defeated Sid. 6 and 8. I don't know what Audio Story is. Is that kind of like the audio book equivalent to Doctor Who stuff? Who's Doctor 6 and 8? Doctor Who 6? Oh, I'm going to have to search 6th Doctor. Alright, yes. I understand who the 6th Doctor is now. Colin Barker. Oh! Yeah, an old school kind of Doctor Who fan. I put you down as the mid 2000s one, or early 2000s. That is something I feel like I could get into more than. So I kind of like the stories, I like the gimmicks. Yeah. I like the stories, I like the gimmicks of Doctor Who. But I find watching it slightly too campy. I understand it is primarily for a younger audience, but I think there's so much to work with. It could be more spooky, more fantastical, so to speak. Like, I think some bits at times like hold a well-look grade class. Like, there's some real heart, and then it is kind of like gets a little bit silly. Sorry. Footage of Sting and Luger defeating Sid at times. So we'll literally just do character development on Sting. See, that does sound more interesting. That sounds like something I could get into a lot more than... Because I love the whole idea of Doctor Who, less so the execution. So Sting, oh yeah, Lexus, just Sting character development, 3 minutes, pre-taped video, in the ring. Just a hype up there kind of thing. And then let's have Bagwell squashing someone. There he is. against heel, male. Is there anyone we don't really care about? Terence Taylor, to be fair. I didn't want to do it, but then I was like, we don't care about Terry Taylor. Stick a young Bagwell over. I'm tempted, as the years go on, to keep a young boy Bagwell as opposed to the buff gimmick. Because I kind of like Bagwell being a white meat baby face as opposed to a gigolo. After the match, Johnny B. Bad, he does have a match on this card, do not worry. So what I'm doing is I'm booking to what actually happens in both WWF and WCW. So I'm kind of following along with the shows, but changing stuff to what I enjoy. Which means the Von Erichs are getting back together and winning everything. After the match, Jim Ross interviews Bagwell. Bagwell is living a dream competing in WCW. The tailor-made man comes out and tells Bagwell to leave, he has something to say. Bagwell just leaves. And Taylor says the fans will learn to love him. Taylor says there's going to be bodies everywhere. I don't need to do that. I'm not pushing tailor-made man. He's just beating Terry Taylor. Yeah. That was the boxing Johnny B. Bad, I guess Mark Mero gimmick is so much better than the character they gave him before. It just kind of feels... It's one of those things when you go back and watch some wrestling and you're like, oh god, someone please don't walk in. You will hate everything. That I love. Let's put him, let's kind of have him kind of cut the promo on Steve Austin. Perfect. Fifth contest, Van Hammer beats Tracy Smothers. That's not what I want. Instead, I think we can have... Where is Tracy? There he is. Heel male. Mero was so good, and instead he just kind of gets like these cook angles and all this stuff, and it is like a huge shame. Let's do PN News and the Italian Stallion actually. Because I really like Mero. I'm happy he's also managed just to kind of turn his life around and come out of everything well. Because he could have been like a prime candidate for like losing his life in something like 2007. So Jim Ross talks about Barry Windham not having a managing license and thus will not be by Dustin's side for the next match. We then see footage from Clash of Champions where Windham says he has a list of names and is going to kick butt, and Sabis goes at the top of it and says he'll feel 10 times the pain that he felt himself. So can we stick this bit in? Ross talks about Windham not having a managing license. I just really like British wrestling. So we have Johnny Saint, Billy Robinson. Is Todd Sinclair British? Yeah, Todd Sinclair. I just like British technical wrestlers of the early 2000s stroke 80s. I haven't found a way to get them in or onto the show yet. So we have Jim Ross, and then we can basically just do the Barry Windham promo again. I have honestly thought about, like, say if I do manage to, for whatever reason, bring the save all the way up to like 1997. Part of me's thought about bringing in Kendo Nagasaki to be in that kind of cruiserweight. What's it called? Cruiserweight division with Psychosis and all them other boys. But maybe a younger Kendo Nagasaki. Maybe we get someone like, I don't know, Kojima in a mask. Gene was just the first person I thought of, don't judge me. Larry Zabisco off screen, and Dustin. Off screen, and let's match it again. On off screen. Backstage and interview. Perfect. So up next, the sixth contest. I can't speak today. What? Cheap viewers on streamboo.com? Yeah, the hypnosis power is very 97, isn't it? Oh, God, I used to have this old World Sport VHS. And every time, I think it was the part where like Kendo Nagasaki takes his mask off and we're all like, oh, he's got red eyes, he's a demon. That always used to get me. So we have Arn Anderson against Dustin Rhodes. What happens at the end? Rhodes knocks Anderson down with a right hand and heads the top rope. Rhodes ends up leaving the top rope and puts a sleeper on Anderson. Rhodes comes out the corner with a bulldog and goes for the cover, but Larry Zabisco runs down and causes the DQ. I am willing to pay for all of my viewers. Yeah, I like just a young stud kind of Dustin Rhodes. So Dustin wins. It's a DQ finish after interference on Dustin by Larry Zabisco. He's so evil. 10 minutes seems about good. We can always change it. Dave Crockett. Yeah. Maybe I like a young stud wasn't the best thing to say aloud. No wonder my cat ran into a different room. You know what I mean. I look like a young white meat baby face. Just love that gimmick. Just a dude whose gimmick is to get beat up, shake his fists, and it's like, yeah, that's the man for us. He's just a dude wrestling. After the match, Steve Austin tries to attack Wyndham, who is run down, but Wyndham blocks his kick and a shot from Paulie Dangerously eventually takes him down. Rhodes has a chair preventing the Dangerous Lions from entering. Eventually Wyndham puts the figure 4 leg lock on Austin, and they leave once Bobby Eaton rolls in. So what should we do? Rhodes to the chair and prevents Dangerous Lions from entering. Wyndham has put the figure 4 leg lock on Austin. Will that all fit? Has the figure 4 on. That'll do. So we basically have... Let's stick everyone on character development, because that seems like the easy default. Dustin, Bobby, and Paulie. That seems like everyone. Wyndham, Austin. I guess we can stick Ann and other members of the Dangerous Alliance. Where is Steve? Yes, he's there. Medusa should be a manager, so that should not be a problem. Now for TARDIS Mechanics enjoyment only, we have Johnny B. Bad getting the squash win. There he is. I want to change that picture, because every time I look at it, I'm like, I just don't enjoy the gimmick. I do that every time. No, it's we have a Mark Mero picture. That one's fine. I've heard there's better pictures of Mark Mero, but that'll do. So we have Johnny B. Bad just beating General Jobber number 2. Heel Mail. Let's stick him over Rip Rogers. Cool. 2 minutes. The fruity tooty booty. I see you're a man of culture. I'll show you who the fruity booty is. Jim Ross introduces footage from Clash of Champions last Tuesday, where Rude hit Steamboat with the Rude Awakening twice. Sting missed a Stinger splash and hit the ring post. Rude proceeds to whip Steamboat with a belt. Ross introduces Steamboat to come out for an interview ringside. Steamboat says he's been in the business long enough and he has had his butt kicked on several occasions, but each time he has come back. Steamboat tells Rude that he added insult to injury. Steamboat says that he will wrestle Rude anywhere, anytime, and has made it clear that Rude will be haunted and is the animal now. He'll do anything to get his hands on Rude. The dragon will conquer Rick. That seems good. That's an obviously storyline. Let's get dangerous. So what's the... Steve Austin's in a supporting... Oh yes, because we have the stun gun feud with Ron. How is that? Very hot. Good. So this feud, Major is Wyndham, Dustin, Zbyszko. Is Rick Rude not in this? Oh yeah, he's Major. Alright, yeah. I just worry because this is one big storyline. I don't want this to be the only one, so I am trying to kind of split it up a little bit. Since we do need, if we go to storylines 3 that are rated hot or above. I could just make one big Dangerous Alliance storyline, but risk it. So Zbyszko's a risky creative finish. I don't think he's wrestling to Daisy. Nope. Right. Got the whole interview with Jim Ross. It's the interviewer. Perfect. Ricky is cut the promo on... Well, Sting's off screen. We showed footage of that. He's talking about Rick Rude. Backstage interview. 5 minutes or 2. Ross introduces Steamboat to come out and interview ringside. Steamboat says he'll wrestle Rude anywhere, anytime. The dragon will conquer Rick Rude. Perfect, that all fits in there. Nice. Alright, that's how it should have filled. Ron Simmons is fatigued. We need storytelling. We do have 3 more matches to try and fit in. Let's just add them and see what's going on. So we do have a Vader squash match next. We don't have to do that. 9th contest is Richard Morton defeating Brian Pillman to become #1 contender for the Light Heavyweight Championship. Morton is able to send Pillman face first on the ring post. Pillman gets on top rope, but Bad ended up costing Pillman the match, having his Bad Blaster go off in his face. That's one way to do it. So it's Brian Pillman. He is the face. Could this be Johnny B. Bad's heel turn? I didn't realise he had the Tutti Frutti gimmick. That's awful. Last turn was recent. Even if it is negative, we can lead up to it. So instead of Richard Morton, who I don't necessarily care about, instead let's do 53-year-old Billy Robinson. So if we do Billy Robinson against Brian Pillman, oh, do we need a heel? Has Billy Robinson debuted? He has. It's fine. It's the light heavyweight title. It's Billy Robinson. I actually like this to steal the show. The outside interference finish on Pillman by Johnny B. Bad. So just to make stuff fit, to be honest, we can shorten a lot of these squash matches down. That's maybe a little longer than it needs to be, but at that point it's shorter. Bagwell against Taylor can be 1 minute. The Young Pistols match can be the minimum also. Johnny B. Bad against Rick Rogers, singular minute. Perfect. After the match, Pillman attacks Bad and Billy Robinson on the floor. And Brad Armstrong runs in to back up for Pillman. Who would we prefer to back up for Pillman? If we... King Kalua, he's a heel, but we don't want him. Koji Kinomoto, has he debuted? Yeah, damn. Who can be face backup for Pillman? Face, male. Who do we have? I like Bill Kazmaier. I think he was limited, but I think he had a great look. And yeah, I'm hoping just to kind of build him up to be a bit more of a badass. Because I just think he looked great, you know what I mean? So face, who can we have? Yeah, not a good wrestler, but sometimes you don't need... Oh, we can have Muta run out for the save, that's fine. Sometimes wrestlers don't always have to be great. Like, I feel bad that he is like dog shit, but we're in TEW, we can pretend that he can get stuff done. So after the match, Pillman attacks Bad and Robinson. See, this is what I mean by I'm kind of... Also, let me know if the music level's alright. I never actually know, because no... I don't normally have someone in the chat, so I can't tell if the levels are fine. But yeah, this is what I mean by I like to follow what actually happened in real life. But just change these little things to wrestlers I prefer to see. Though I have nothing against Brad Armstrong, and I guess this is the return of, or the end of Arachnaman. He'll be back up, so I guess in this match, or at least... Wait, are they saying they want the titles from Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton? Why did I give the tag team titles to Ron Simmons? Where are we at? 1992. Yeah, January 16th. Arn and Bobby did win it on a house show. Held it for 100 days. We got titles. Yeah. Who did I get the... Oh, the United States tag team is what I was confused with. Right. Everything's fine. So yes, storyline. Sorry. Thunder Liger, Billy Robinson, Brian Pillman, Johnny B. Bad, Jushin, and the Great Tutor. That's out. Muta, Pillman, Johnny B. Bad, Billy Robinson. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's fine with me. It's down to 3 minutes, should be fine. Nice. Then, prior to the main event, the Dangerous Lines make their way down. And we have the main event in which the Steiners defeat Zbyszko and Bobby Eaton by DQ. After... After what happens? Scott hits a double underhook powerbomb on Zbyszko, but Eaton leaps off the top rope and hits a leg drop on Scott. Oh, it's because he wasn't tagged in. That makes sense. After the match, Zbyszko and Eaton spike Steiner with a brainbuster, with Eaton leaping off the middle top rope. So we have Big Booty Hosses, in which they're involved in that. I guess in this one we can also add Rick and Scott. In fact, they're probably in this more in a major way. Major. Big Booty Hosses Let's remove Rick and Scott. Keep clicking add work at 3 different times. Yeah. This is kind of just Vader. Oh, Cactus Jack should be in a major. It's kind of Cactus Jack, Abdullah, Vader feud. Mr. Hughes is also just there. The Freebirds, it's had Rick Steiner. Ugh. Scott Steiner. Where's Rick? There he is. Major, perfect. Let's add this as the main event, and then we'll have a fiddle about with length of everything. So teams, we have the Steiners against Larry and Bobby. Make this the 15-minute storyteller. Scott goes over as a DQ finish. Another non-finish. It's an intentional DQ finish, actually. Where is it? Intentional. There it is. Then after the match, Sabisco and Eaton spike Rick with a brain buster, with Eaton leaping off the middle rope to end the show. Nice. So Larry Zabisco. Yeah, the whole Dangerous Alliance is down. So that makes this a little easier if we do it this way. Paul E. We also need the Steiners, who are just here. Let's also stick them on character development. Steve's already there. Medusa. Bobby Eaton. That's everyone. Jobs are good. Book. This can literally just be a 2-minute angle. Perfect. How much do we need to cut? 17 minutes. Okay. Everything is getting shortened. Yeah, that can be 3 minutes. That can be literally 1. So we'll get there quite easily, to be honest. In fact, this can literally even be 1 minute. There you go, already down to 7. Two. Just need to cut 1 more minute. Let's cut this bit. Nice. What's the problem? Bobby Eaton has used too much. Ron Simmons is fatigued. That's fine. What promises do we have? Ricky Steamboat has offered to put over Dustin. I don't know if we'll need to do that, but I appreciate you offering it. Let's run this show. Is it running in? Yeah, this episode is stacked. World Championship Wrestling opening gets a 72. We have footage from Clash of Champions on Tuesday, where Rude delivered 2 rude awakenings on Steamboat and attacked security as they tried to save him. In an extremely short match, the Freebirds defeated Valiant and Z-Man when Hayes pinned the Boogie Woogie Man with a bulldog. Jim Ross interviewed the Freebirds. Gavin says that they stand wherever they want to stand. They want to know where Anderson and Eaton stand. He says they're going to be coming for the tag team titles. Michael Hayes says the Dangerous Alliance should be concerned who they are going through to get to the titles. Extremely short match, Rude defeated Bossman in 106 with a Rude Awakening. Bischoff talked about the main event for Super Bowl 2 being announced as Sting against Luger. That is a hot start. Things are going quite well. Might be the best show I've put on. Luger shares some pre-taped comments, which says they've been preparing for the title match by choice. He's concentrated on retaining the title. He's in the best condition of his career. and wants to be known as the greatest athlete of all time. Luger believes that Sting will be just another chapter in his story. We then get some pre-taped comments from Sting, who believes Luger's trying to wear him out, but that is impossible. He's going to beat Luger and be the greatest athlete. He's going to continue to prove himself over and over again. A steel cage match is announced between Jack and Vader. And then a bout which had good heat and decent wrestling. Jack, Murdoch and Garvin defeated Vader, Simmons and Funk, when Cactus submitted Terry Funk. Very good. Terry Funk, always happy to have him debut, job's a good one. Ron Garvin, he's always around WCW. Footage from Halloween Havoc 1990 where Sting fought Sid, and also footage from Clash of Champions 11 where Lex defeated Sid. Bagwell defeated Terry Taylor in 112. Jim Ross interviews Bagwell. Bagwell says he's living the dream in WCW, despite being constantly attacked by the Dangerous Alliance. The Young Pistols defeated Stallion and PN News when Tracy pinned the Stallion with a Doomsday dropkick. Jim Ross talks about Wyndham not having a managing license, so he will not be by Dustin's side for the next match. We see footage from Clash of Champions where Wyndham says he has a list of names and he's going to kick butt, with Zbyszko at the top of that list, and he will feel 10 times the pain that he felt. Good match, Dustin defeated Arn in 10-12 when Arn was disqualified after Zbyszko ran in and attacked Dustin. Steve tries to attack Wyndham, who has run down, but Wyndham blocks a kick and a shot from dangerously. Rhodes has a chair. Man, you need to be in everyone's corner, man. You need a manager's license. If Jesus would like to go to whoever the head of the NWA is at this time, he can have it. Rhodes has a chair preventing the DA from entering. Wyndham has put the figure four leg long on Austin. They eventually leave once Eaton runs in. Johnny B. Bad hints at a heel turn and gets a poor reaction. Defeats Rick Rogers in 052 with a wild thing. I know he'll get a bad reaction. Where's John? But that's fine. He needs to be a heel. He'll be fine. Steamboat says... Oh, sorry, Ross introduced Steamboat to come out for an interview at ringside. Steamboat says he's been in the business for a long time. He has kicked butt on several occasions, but each time he has come back. Steamboat tells Rude he had an insult to injury. Steamboat says he'll wrestle Rude anywhere, anytime, and has made it clear that Rude will be hunted and is the animal now. He'll do anything to get his hands on Rude. The Dragon will conquer Rick Rude. Decent match, Billy Robinson defeated Pillman with a double arm suplex following interference from Johnny B. Bad. No, we're going to address this now. Didn't go down well, didn't think it would. Pillman attacks Bad and Robinson on the floor as Muta runs out to be back up for Pillman. Then in the main event, which didn't do as well as I thought it would, Rude Steamboat is going to be fired. Two dudes that can just go. God, I miss Rick Rude. The Steiners defeated the Dangerous Alliance when Zbyszko got intentionally DQ'd while fighting Steiner. Zbyszko and Eaton spike Rick with a brain buster, with Eaton leaping off the middle rope to end the show. Why didn't this do too well? Low morale, low morale. Yeah, no reason. I guess the crowd was burnt out a little bit. It was a big show. Lost its popularity in 4 regions, increased it in 14. Not the best, not the worst. Jean Lejean strained bicep 3 days. Made 150. Yeah, man, look at that. We just need to be getting those slightly higher numbers, and then we're there. Solar. Graduate of the Arena de Guadalajara. That looks like an AI picture. I'm sure it is just a great picture, but it feels like AI. This show feels Mid-Atlantic is going. Yeah. But I mean, it comes back eventually, so we can get it up then. When does what's Dick Murdoch's whole career like? Where are we in? So after leaving WCW in '89, so by the looks of it, Dick Murdoch doesn't really do too much in life. He's a cousin of Killer Tim Brooks, I didn't know that. Dick Murdoch made a surprise appearance in the Royal Rumble in '95, which I guess is 3 years from now. Was eliminated by Henry O. Goodwin. Worked briefly as the manager of Bob Buckland on house shows. Returned to WCW and was defeated in Slamboree in May. And then his last victory was over Rod Price at Armadillo, Texas in '96. And he then also died in '96. What happens at Slamboree '95? What's that? Hogan and Savage against Vader and Flair, that does make sense. Sting defeats Big Bubba. Meng defeats Hawk. See, even looking at a show 3 years later, I'm just like, oh. Like, I'm happy. Kevin Sullivan defeated the Man with No Name. Who was the Man with No Name? Was that what's it called? Beefcake. Where is it? During the match, Kevin Sullivan defeated the Man with No Name by a pinfall for a free war. Following the match, an unknown individual appeared on screen, telling Sullivan he'd discuss Hulkamania with him. It's fine. I'm just not looking forward to like the Dungeon of Doom storyline and all that shit. Gene, I did promise I would hire you after injuring you. So you may join. 6 months. We won't have much fear, but you did appear backstage and asked if you could be part of the show and we injured you. What's happened? WCW, the feedback has been great. Drew a lot of praise. Happy with that. All Japan hired other Kendo Nagasaki. Injury sideline, Bobby Fulton. That seems good. What's going on at USWA? Not too much. What's going on? 0.63, 0.04. Ron Simmons just wants time to heal. Zbyszko does not like Steve Armstrong, I understand. Gene sustained an injury. And we'll hire him. It's fine. So WCW main event is next. Yeah, we do book main event, that's fine. And what's going on in the WWF? Nothing at the moment. We have a wrestling challenge tonight as well. We auto book wrestling challenge, that's fine. That I can handle. Never enjoyed the time, so it's 2 shows in one night, but I will take that. Right, perfect. WCW main event. What show are we on? The 26th of January. 26th January 1992. What goes on? What goes on? Where are the results? 119, 126. Back of the net. Wait, why can't I? So we have Rick and Scott against Cactus and Abdullah. Their team shouldn't be together. The two of them are just going to feud. Vader gets a win. That's pretty much it. Loads of just angles and stuff. Oh, we have Wrestling Challenge first. That's fine. We are in the southeast on our little tour. Pick best option, that's fine. Locker room. Michael Porter organised a poker tournament. Sid Justice has been hanging out with Mike Chioda recently and they've started to have a bit of an influence on each other. Sherry was brought before a wrestler's court, accused of not paying attention during a locker room meeting. So Roddy Piper sentenced her to buy a crate of beer for the boys. No. Nice. We don't need to do any kind of locker room finagling or meddling. This is just like an auto-booked WWFB show. So that is fine with me. Let's run through and just change some of the matches. So straight off the bat, let's have Dynamite Kid and heel. Who's recognisable at the moment? Who do I like that isn't part of this big stable? Dynamite Kid and the Mountie will absolutely not work together. Let's actually stick in with Michaels, why not? Against Greg and Virgil, that is fine with me, to be honest. And we can stick HBK over. In fact, where is Dynamite Kid? Oh, perfect, it's made up to recognisable. I was going to say there was no need for him to be in the unimportant level. Sean goes over. Let's just change this WWF Wrestling Challenge opening. Jobs are good in 3 minutes video. Pre-taped and hype. Let's just stick all these boys on. Oh, Miss Elizabeth has made their way to star. Was she always? I can't remember. Just to kind of get that big pop for opening the show. It's a pre-taped opening video, Hogan, you don't have to improvise. Video featuring Earthquake and the Dragon Bombers. So Dragon Bombers is just like those that don't know. This little heel stable I put together of kind of all the big boys that just lose to Hogan. Because someone has to like them and that someone is me. Typhoon, Warlord, Berserker. Where's all the managers as well? So there's Mr. Fuji, Jimmy Hart's part of that, and so is the Whippleman. Oh yeah, Earthquake's already in it. Jobs are good, and they are feuding with Animal and Hawk. Who are... Oh, on heels, that's why. Oh, they've moved up to well known. Animal and Hawk. Literally straight away, we have the Dragon Bombers. Tatanka hasn't debuted yet. So instead, let's do... Oh, Coco's already wrestling tonight. Rudy Gonzalez and the Bushwhackers. 6 will do. I'd like to stick... Let's stick the Berserker over. I like John Nord. Perfect. Interview with Hawk and Animal. Hawk cutting a promo. Animal's cutting a promo. And then off screen it's Earthquake. And let's just do these Dragon Bombers. We don't need to do everyone else that's unimportant. Perfect. Don't need that angle. Nice. Tanaka against Owen. Fine with me. Owen over. Interview with the Mountie. Once again, fine with me. Let's just stick Brett and Roddy off screen. Haku against Tito. Instead, let's have a 3v3 of Tito, Kerry, and Kevin against heel males. Let's just do Sunny Blaze, Dale Wolf, and Chris Duffy. 5 minutes. And we'll stick Kevin over. In fact, Kerry. Kerry's the star. Interview with Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair. Rick. Cutting the promo. Let's just do it on Hulk. Always happy to see Tito, man. I'm not like, I don't care enough about El Matador. I just want him to be Tito Santana. Because Tito's where it's at, man. Hulk and Sid off screen. Perfect. And then Coco against Papa Shango. Shango himself hasn't debuted yet. So if Exclude already booked, let's do Coco against... Coco against Jake. Jake could do with being a little higher. Chicho Santana. Nice. The fans are expecting 65% matches. I'm at 67. Booking analysis says we're good. This is the B show, I just want to confirm. Yes. Let's run it. Wrestling Challenge opens. Slaughter didn't do very well, despite it being pre-taped. Dynamite Kid and Michaels defeated the Hammer and Virgil, when Michaels beat Valentine with Sweet Chin Music. Video featuring Earthquake and the Dragon Bombers. The Dragon Bombers defeated Rudy Gonzalez and the Bushwhackers when Berserker pinned Rudy with a power slam. Interview with Hawk and Animal and their feud with the Dragon Bombers. Oh, I forgot Paul Ellering, that'll be just his random... I guess that video announces Paul Ellering's, what's it called, debut. So next up we have Owen defeating Tanaka in 619 with a missile dropkick. Got an interview with the Mountie. Terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat. Tito and the Von Erichs defeated Sonny Blaze, Dale Wolf and Chris Duffy, when Kerry submitted Dale Wolf with an Iron Claw. Interview with Perfect and Flair. And then Jake defeated Coco in 718 with a DDT. Perfect. Financial report, made 14k. As expected, we never make a lot on these. Haystacks Calhoun, why do I know that name? So Haystacks Calhoun is Giant Haystacks, right. But I thought that said Haystacks Calhoun Jr. Wait, Haystacks Calhoun isn't Giant Haystacks. You know, I always presumed Haystack Calhoun was Giant Haystacks. Oh, Calhoun was more directly an influence on British super heavyweight Martin Rooney. Best known as Loch Ness. Exactly. Rooney first wrestled as Haystacks Calhoun, direct copy of the American original in Birkenhead. Right, that makes more sense. So where's Haystacks Calhoun Jr.? So he is a wrestler, no descendant of the actual Giant Haystacks. Trained by the Malenko brothers, he has one review on Letterboxd. Not Letterboxd, fucking Cage Match. Admittedly, early in his career, he wasn't exactly terrible, being one of those more mobile big men types, sort of like Earthquake, although he was still awkward in some areas. However, as soon as the late 90s rolled around, the guy became borderline immobile, barely being able to walk, couldn't run at all, and needing the ropes to help him get up off the mat. Not to mention his physique made it look like he would blow up at any moment. And things he was already awkward at, such as selling, was made even worse. I'll give him 1 point since he wasn't completely horrible in his first few years, but he's a piss-poor big man otherwise. Also, for the curious, it appears he isn't actually Haystack Calhoun's real son. Well, Haystack Calhoun Jr. wrestled in 2013, which I'm sure was awful. It's fine with me. Right, where's main event? No one gets the night off. Let's run it in. Let's continue in the Mid-Atlantic and then we'll move to the Mid-South next week. Pick best option, Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium. And Anderson ran some drills. Pillman was cheerful to be around. Zabisco and Schiavone got in an argument. David Crockett and Schiavone got in an argument. This is why Schiavone left the biz. He went to work as a barista. Nice. Main event. It's an odd little show. We have Vader winning a squash match. So, where is he? Let's have Big Van over Face Male. Let's put him over Joey Maggs. 3 minutes, good for me. And the main event was Rick and Scott against Cactus and Abdullah, when Rick pinned Cactus with a Steinleiser after Abdullah hit his partner with a kendo stick and Rick moved out the way. So this was filmed on the 6th of January, but airing on the 26th. That's fine. Super early show. Let's just do a 3v3 in which we have the Steiner brothers and Face Male. Let's once again stick Funk in it. I mean, this is a B show, so what do we care? Against... we never have Abdullah anymore, do we? Cactus. What is his match history like? 5 wins, 5 losses. One second, let me just, I feel like I need to take this. Sorry, thought I had to take a call there. It was just a scam. I wondered who's been trying to get me all day. That's fine, let's have Cactus and some other heels. Smothers and Gavin. Simple B show. Let's put Scott over Ron. Why not? Good with me. So this show has Eric Bischoff hosting it on commentary, including a promo by Barry Windham and Ron Simmons regarding WCW champions Arn and Eaton, and Windham getting revenge on Arn for the hand injury he sustained. It's fine, we can squeeze that in. So a promo by Windham and Simmons regarding promo by Barry getting revenge on Anderson for the hand injury he's sustained. Jesus. I don't know what's going on. Please forgive me. Interview backstage. Let's just have Barry Windham cutting the promo. Same with Ron. On Arn Anderson. Probably off screen. Yep, perfect. Happy with that. Book show. Needs to go here. We need a WCW main event opening. It's good with me. Ooh, ooh. 4 minutes. Hype, pre-taped. Video. Rude and Sting. And Dusty, Jesse, Polly, Steamboat. All the big boys. Ooh. We also feature Sting versus Iron Sheik from Music City Rundown at the time. Instead, let's have WA champion King Kalua against Face Male. Who do we stick him against last time? Has he beat Big Josh? He's beat Z-Man. He hate that he won the title still. Oh, Big Josh, he will be extremely unhappy. That's fine. Jim Ross conducts an interview with Sting regarding his upcoming match in Super Brawl against Lex. Noted that Luger will be taking time off to prepare for the match, while Sting has a lot of matches in this coming week. So just Jim Ross interview with Sting regarding his upcoming match Super Bowl 2 against Lex. So it's just literally do not Jim Crockett Jr. Jim Ross is the interviewer. Sting putting a promo on Lex, who's off screen. Interview, backstage, job's a good one. That could at least go there. Oh, in fact, stick it in. So as feature, it also has a Liger vs Chris Benoit match, in which Liger wins with a Hurricane Rana off the top rope after 13 minutes. Promo from US Tag Team Champions Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong, who aren't the champions anymore, are they? No, they're not. It's Ron and Muta. Regarding Rick and Scott Steiner, featuring closing announcements of Ron and Abdullah will face Cactus Jack and Larry Zbyszko the following week. We can stick that in, whether the match actually happens or not. So, announcement that Ron and Vader. Damn, I would be happy doing this storyline with Abdullah, but he's just always in All Japan, so he's never here. We'll face Cactus Jack and Larry Zbyszko the following week. Just pre-taped video hype. Backstage. Just on Ron Simmons, Big Van, Cactus, and Larry. Perfect. Yeah, that could just go there. Brian Pillman will be in action. Steve Austin and Bobby Eaton would face Todd Champion and Firebreaker Chip. It include the TV match of Austin and Eaton against Pillman and Zenk from Power Hour. Auto mod? What's happening there? That's fine, we don't really need to do anything else. Let's just do it. Was it Super Brawl 2? Yeah, Super Brawl 2 advert. Super Brawl 2 ad. 4 minutes. Hype. Video pre-taped. Video. Dusty, Jesse. That's good with me. Stick that, I don't know, here. There isn't really much happening on this show. Billy Robinson talked about wrestling hockey for the Light Heavyweight Championship. I've made a mistake on TEW where I've booked this huge segment, like groundbreaking interview with Hulk Hogan, misclicked. When I was booking the people in it, so it was 10-minute awkward segment with Mean Gene, a very confused Duggan. I can imagine just like a 10-minute VHS tape of Duggan standing there with Gene just being like, I don't know what to do, Gene. I don't know how Duggan sounds actually. All I hear him go is, oh. That's it. I don't really like Duggan. I'm sorry, I feel like I need to get that out there. Interview backstage. Let's have Gordon Soley conduct it. Maybe there's more to Duggan that I know. Maybe a young Duggan wrestling was actually quite good. I've just like never liked his whole WWF gimmick of running in and being a terror. Billy Robinson, not an interviewer, is cutting a promo on Jushin, Great Muta, Johnny B. Bad, Brian Pillman, and is that everyone? I think so. Yeah, happy with that. Boop, 8 more minutes, can probably fit another match in. Stick that there. Let's have a 2v2. Let's do Billy Robinson. Oh, is he not here tonight? Oh, why? Ah, well then. Let's just have Pillman and Liger against heels Mr. Hughes and I don't know, Pat Rose. Yeah, I'm sure like there is some actual good territories. Duggan. The only stuff I've actually caught of him was in the WWF and like some late WCW stuff. So I'm sure this is some actual good to come out of him. Big Josh's extremely unhappy, I understand. No one wants to lose to King Kalua because he sucks and should never have been made WWE champ. WCW main event opening. An extremely short match, Vader defeated Joey Maggs in 3 minutes with a Vader bomb. Wyndham and Simmons cut a promo on Anderson and Eaton, where Wyndham talked about getting revenge on Anderson for a hand injury he sustained. Pillman and Jushin defeated Hughes and Pat Rose in 5:47 when Pillman pinned Pat Rose with an air Pillman. Billy Robinson talked about wrestling Liger for the light heavyweight title. King Kalua defeated Big Josh with a power slam. Jim Ross interviews Sting regarding his upcoming match at Super Brawl 2 with Luger. Oh, Funk got a torn meniscus. When Steiner pinned Ron Garvin with a Frankensteiner. Simmons and Vader will face Cactus and Zabisco next week, and we got a Super Brawl ad. I appreciate it, man. It's Castlevania music. Oh, thanks, Terry Funk. At least it made us 26 grand. Funk, your injury was worth more than the last WWF show. Not Ron Hutchinson, the Canadian wrestler. What's fill me in on Terry Funk? I'm gonna just search Terry Funk. God, I miss Terry Funk. So it looks like he doesn't rejoin WCW until 94 at least. It looks like he's just really in ECW intermittently. Mostly Eastern Championship Wrestling to help get it up. So Funk appeared in the 97 Royal Rumble. He returned to WCW in 2000. In May 94, Funk appeared in WCW, wrestled Tully to a double DQ, became a member of the Stud Stable alongside Bunkhouse Bunk, Arn Anderson and Meng, against Dusty and who's Bunkhouse Buck again? Oh, Jimmy Golden. Dustin Rhodes was the Nasty Boys, communicating a War Games match at Fall Brawl. What is that War Games match? Dustin, Dusty and the Nasty Boys against Funk, Anderson, Buck and Robert Parker with Meng. Please tell me people hated that. Because that sounds awful. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry Funk. At least be happy that Sting got a catchphrase. That's super porky. Maybe. Doug Furness agrees to a deal. I do look forward to hopefully booking Doug Furness and Phil LaFon. Where is my absences? High risk, very low risk. It was a complete success. He should be back in 218 days now. Big Josh. Look, how much are you on? You're on $9 a month. That's fine. If I give you your whole paycheck now, you can still be annoyed. At least everything else is fine. So we got Power Hour up next. WWF, what do we have? Primetime Wrestling tonight. Do we book Primetime Wrestling? Keep doing that. Show history, Primetime Wrestling. We do book. That is fine. That might be the last show of the stream. WWF Primetime Wrestling. 27th of January. Perfect. 1992, 27th. Vince McMahon is the host with panelists Heenan, Perfect, Slick, and Monsoon. Just need to remember that this is a B show, so nothing is the end of the world. Locker room incidents. Mike Chioda won a video game tournament. Lawler has taken Louis Spicolli under his wing. I'm fine with that, the little king. Linda passed on tips to her son. Ric Flair has been hanging out with Joey Morella. Spicoli and Lawler have been hanging out a lot recently. I can keep Louis Spicoli around if that's like a good thing. Let me show you my inner circles. Ooh, the locker room leaders are Piper, Haku, Slaughter, Duggan. Let's add another one. I want someone who's going to stick around and be well suited. And I think, to be honest, Ted could probably go. When does Ted go? Because if Ted's still around after Brett, it could be worth 94 to 96. Yeah, forced to leave WCW in 96. Not Randall Wurzel. Pat Patterson. I'm happy to make him a locker room leader since he's basically going to stay in the company for the rest of time. Nice. Head of Talent Relations, Gerald Briscoe. Senior Road Agent, Pat Patterson. Head men's trainer, Skinner, who knows why. Ill-suit candidates. I mean, Skinner isn't an ill-suited candidate. Was Hercules a locker room leader? Oh god, no. Oh, thank God. You worried me there. Oh, that's fine. I don't think Skinner's going to stay around, so I don't know where he is. Morale officer. I feel like I'd done this, but I guess I didn't. I want someone as the morale officer who is going to be sticking around in the WWF, to say the least. Owen's already here, but he seems quite young to be the morale officer. Heenan again. He leaves. Jimmy Hart leaves. Flair leaves. Roddy leaves. Davey leaves. Let's stick it as Owen. And everyone's happy about it. Head women's trainer. I don't think we've got any women to train anyway. Chief Enforcers. Here we go. Just Haku. Happy with that. Like Headman's trainer shouldn't be Skinner, but that is fine. Perfect. Right, what's going on this show? The panel talked about the top 5 competitors for the world title. Heenan says you can call in and vote as many times as you want. Perfect says they will vote for Hulk Hogan because they know they can beat him. Slick picks Roddy Piper because there's momentum. Yeah, I was going to say, if Haku's in charge, you don't need anyone else. WWF Prime Time Wrestling Opening. Three minutes. Hype. Pre-taped. Video. Let's get in all the major boys. The whole gang. Book. Perfect. I understand you, Hogan. So the first match straight away is Colonel Mustafa against Bret Hart. Bret gets the win in 6 minutes. Again, good with me. Where is he? Bret against heel, male. There's Colonel Mustafa. What does happen with the Iron Sheik? So I don't recall him ever showing up in WCW. He was in World Championship Wrestling till 91, fair. He was then in WWF until 92. His final match was at Superstars where he defeated Reno Riggs. Then had sporadic appearances. In 96, the Sheik teamed with his old nemesis Bob Backlund to manage wrestler The Sultan. He would co-manage Tiger Ali Singh in 97. He failed another drugs test. At WrestleMania 17, he won the Gimmick Battle Royale. In 2005, at WrestleMania 21, he was inducted to the Hall of Fame. Sheik's last match was on 2010, featuring Jay Lethal, defeating Dylan Cage and Paul Bearer, in a handicap match. How old is Sheik? Wait, Sheik died in 2023. Cardiac arrest from heart failure. I did not know that. Fair. I'm sorry, Iron Sheik, I did not know that. Prime Time Wrestling, here we go. Just Bret gets a win. Easy opening match. Back in the studio, Heenan is still discussing his notes to make votes for Hogan. Gorilla would like to see Sid Justice get a shot. But how can Hogan get denied a chance to become a 5-time champion? Vince wants to see The Undertaker face Flair, but Heenan and Perfect disagree. Vince says it's up to Jack Tunney and the fans to vote. Yeah, man. I didn't realize how many people were dying. Like, I didn't, like, Sid just tweet, like, just before passing away. I feel like there was something like that. So 4 minutes, we have Bobby Heenan, Mr. Perfect, Vince, Gorilla, and Slick. That's Reverend Slick, isn't it? Talking about Sid, Hulk, Ric Flair, and The Undertaker, not The Ultimate Warrior. That's fine. Ooh. We then have Kato against Marty Jannetty. Kato hits a pair of elbow drops, but Marty catches him with a punch and the rocker dropper for the win. Little Marty Jannetty victory. Where is he? Here he is. Against heel male. Let's stick him over. Oh Lord. Let's stick him over Skinner. Skinner. 5 minutes. Jannetty over. Back in the studio, the announcers talk about WrestleMania 8. Slick is chartering a bus with members of his church, and Heenan and Perfect make fun of that for sounding boring and cheap. Heenan says that all his friends will be there and he'll pass out coasters saying he's Indiana's favourite Bobby. Yeah. Back in the studio, announcers talk about WrestleMania 4. That's fine. It's a B show. We don't need to put too much into this. Vince. Gorilla. Bobby. Mr. Perfect. There he is. And Slick. And then we get a shot of Skinner defeating Jim Powers from the MSG show. Instead, let's have a Legion of Doom squash match. Then go against heel, males. Donahue and Smedley. Never happened, good with me. 3 minutes. Animal goes over. We now see Ted DiBiase and Sherry in Mexico. DiBiase jokes they are milking the bull, El Matador. And then they make fun of Mexico. DiBiase wants to know what type of person a Tito Santana fan is. We see a man sleeping under a tree. It's basically just DiBiase and Sherry making fun of Tito Santana. I suppose we can add Tito to this. So Ted DiBiase and Sherry are in Tulsa, Mexico, making fun of Tito Santana. Outside broadcast video pre-taped. Ted, sensational Sherry, Tito. I guess that feud's still going on. I thought it was over. And then we have Repo Man and Ted DiBiase against El Matador and Virgil. A rematch from this Tuesday in Texas. Matador beats on DiBiase. Repo chokes out Virgil with his ropes, then drags him to the aisle. So I guess El Matador gets the DQ victory. So instead, let's do El Matador. Sorry, it's Tito. Let's do an early IRS team against Tito and men's. Rude Bossman. Yeah. Always have Rude Bossman. So let's do actual Bulldog. Nice to get Bulldog a win. Let's have Tito win. The loser can be IRS after an intentional DQ finish. Hopefully that match. I feel that match could actually be quite good. The top 5 contenders are shown once again. We get video of the Nasty Boys defeating the Bushwhackers from the MSG show. IRS defeating Kenny Kendall for Wrestling Challenge. The Beverleys getting a win on Wrestling Challenge. We then get another Tatanka promo video. Let's just put like 2 minutes. Tatanka. Subject of video pre-taped, character development, outside broadcast. Oh, sorry, it's Tatanka. Nice. Sid defeats Mark Davis from Wrestling Challenge. Then the show closes with Vince reminding us of Tony's decision this weekend. I also don't need to put that. Instead, we'll add a couple of those squash matches because we need, what, 40 minutes? So was the Nasty Boys. We do actually kind of need that. In fact, let's do a 4v4. Yeah, that seems good. In which we'll do the Beverleys and the Nasty Boys beating the Bushwhackers. And single face, let's also do Crush and Virgil. Luke Butch, Crush, Virgil. 7 minutes is fine, 8 minutes is fine. Stick over Brian Knobs, that's fine. We can also do another, let's do a Dynamite Kid victory over Duggan. Does that match happened? No. It's fine with me. Dynamite Kid goes over. Let's have another tag match. We can do teams. Let's do the Von Erichs beating heels Dale Wolf and Chris Duffy. Yeah, that's fine. We've done a match similar to this. Stick Kerry over. We do like the Texas Tornado. And one more. Sorry, for whatever reason I am starting to lose my voice. Let's have the Mountie take on Snooker. Yeah, we haven't done this match either. Mountie over. Perfect. Let's do a WrestleMania 8 advert. Squeeze in a couple of angles, height, pre-taped, video, 4 minutes. Actually, this might also be the perfect time. It's fine. To debut our team of Maniac Mark Lewin. They're not here, that's fine. Hogan talks about potentially headlining WrestleMania 8. He's so happy about it. Let's have Hulk cutting a promo on Sid and Rick. Improvise is good with me. We can stick that hither. Another angle. Ric Flair, and it's the perfect mop all of the contenders. So Ric Flair, cut a promo, Mr. Perfect can also cut one as well. On Hulk, so it's Hulk, not the Ultimate Warrior, The Undertaker, Sid, Roddy, and Randy Savage. So stick that here, and we have room for one more angle. We could do a Superstars of Wrestling promo. Jobs are good. 1 minute. Do that. Put that there. Let's just do all the well-known boys. The real fans. Let's do stars as well. The people that aren't quite there to major stars yet. Sweet. Hype. Pre-taped. Video. Outside broadcast, I guess. 1 minute. That's fine. It can be improvised. Jobs are good. All looks pretty good to me. Expecting 65 and they got 73. 95. Happy as Larry. So we have a WWF Primetime Wrestling opening. In a decent match, Brett defeated Mustafa in 5:55 at the Sharpshooter. Vince says it's up to Jack Tunney and the fans, though, as to who will face Ric Flair. Jannetty defeated Skinner in 5:03 with a rocker dropper. The announcers talk about WrestleMania 8. The Legion of Doom defeated Donahue and Smedley when Animal pinned Smedley with a Tuesday device. Timu, man! I appreciate you dropping in. Thank you for the follow yesterday. Ted and Sherry are in Tacula, Mexico, making fun of Tito. Tito and Bulldog defeat Money Inc. when IRS intentionally got DQ'd while fighting Tito. And we've got a Tatanka promo video. The Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys defeated Crush, Virgil, Luke and Butch when Knobs pinned Butch with a running power slam. Flair and Perfect mock all the contenders. Kid and Duggan, Dynamite Kid defeated Duggan in 7:15 with a diving headbutt. Hogan talked about potentially headlining WrestleMania 8. The Von Erichs defeated Dale Wolf and Chris Duffy when Kerry pinned Wolf with an Iron Claw. WrestleMania 8 advert. And then in what I think is the main event, the Mountie defeated Jimmy Snuka in 9:45 with a Quebec Crab. And finally, we have a Superstars of Wrestling promo. Financial report, made 13 grand on that. It was a bit of a bigger B show, to be fair. So I understand us not necessarily making the most amount of money. Sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. Trust me when I say I'm spending money. But I think this is going to be about where I end the stream. I'm sorry, Timu, if you've just dropped in to catch this. I do appreciate your little sigh salute. Thank you for the follow yesterday. It does mean the world. And I presume you found it from the old YouTube, so I appreciate any support on that. Unless you just stumbled across me and followed me off stream, then I appreciate that also. Sometimes, as much as I'm doing this for myself, it's nice to have people there who don't mind the stupid shit that I'm doing. So we can sim a little bit forward, see what the crack is, see what's going on. Nah, we'll sim a couple of days forward, see what's going on in the world. We're all here. We can all have fun. I'm only going to go off and play New Vegas, so... But yeah, big shout out also to TARDIS Mechanic. Partially for letting me know about the Doctor Who audio stories, partially just for being here and being a cool guy. Appreciate that. At one point during the stream, I had 4 viewers, and I cannot for the life of you tell you why. Please let me know when I'm on Russo levels of indulgence. I was so worried that was going to be like Steve Williams, distressingly injured. I'm happy with that. If it means I'm going to just... if he's going to lose his title, in a couple of months when I bring him to WCW. Gene, I did say I'd hire you because we injured you. An old school heel. Yeah, I can do that. Masaru and Kawada victory. Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to have a couple of boys here. Chatting the shit, talking about how Dynamite Kid's really cool. If anyone disagrees, I absolutely understand. I could absolutely understand hating everything about that man. But I read his book and I like his wrestling, so you gotta spend money to make money. Sabu got in an argument in FMW. We can also talk about the local sport. Did anyone catch the big fixture? I feel like I normally do this part off stream. So when the next stream kind of comes on, it's all like, yeah, we're ready to go booking, but we gotta do this together. There's Wahoo McDaniel. As far as everything goes in life, I like Wahoo McDaniel. Is anyone playing the Pokemon trading card game? This guy is. But I refuse to spend any money on a game that's free. And I'm looking at you, Fortnite. Rick Rude got in an argument with El Gigante in New Japan. Oh, he's teaming up with Tony Sinclair. Right. Right, so I've just realised the Dragon Bombers are an actual team. Don't know where I stole this from. I absolutely apologise, Fujinami and Koshinaka? Rick Rude and Tony Sinclair. Maybe we need to bring Tony Sinclair into the Dangerous Alliance. Maybe we will. If they're a team in New Japan, why not bring it over to here? What is Tony Sinclair heel? Yeah, at some point during the stream. Oh, his face. Oh, he's a very recent face. That's fine. We won't acknowledge it. Volkov and Rude are gone. Terry Gordy. I think as a heel. We won't book him yet. Yeah, at one point during the stream, I didn't even notice, but I had like. Well, I did notice. I don't know why is the point. We had 4 viewers, and that's probably the most that's ever happened at once here. It did then drop to 1, so I'm pretty sure why you got it. But anyway, what's Superstars right? I can't book another show. I do have real jobs outside of playing New Vegas. Thank you, gang, for dropping in. It does mean the world. I'm probably rambling like a madman. It's hard to show that you appreciate things, but it's good, man. Stay safe. Drop in again sometime. At some point, I'll be doing this again. I appreciate all of you.